chakra placement. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Taurus, for today is the Three of Cups. Now, Three of Cups, this is the water element, water energy, and you are the fixed earth archetypal energy, which is second house. Now, looking at the picture, there are 3 cups, of course, but this is a little bit different connotation from the regular Rider-Waite. Here, there are 3 cups, of course, but they are rested on one single pillar, one single column. They're connected to each other. In the under decks, typically there are like 3 cups, 3 people holding 3 cups, but here it's connected together. There is a beautiful fan at the top. There is lotus, there's a golden lotus, there is beadstalks that are, protruding outwards from the second cup. And at the below cup, it says Osiris. Now, Osiris is the energy of a change, a transformation that the soul has gone through, which is at the nearing end point. Now, on the middle cup, it says Isis. And Isis, again, is an energy of healing. It's an energy of, it's like the wholeness, the completeness. And on the top, it says Horus, the eye of Horus. This is the highest expression of yourself, of your soul, that you are elevating to Taurus. You are at that level. You are at a level of the Horus. So the transformation here is complete, right? Whatever things that you had to work through, you've been through the grind. And I feel that here at the top, if you see, there is this golden lotus at the top, which is blooming. So I feel that this energy is about sharing, about giving, about abundance, enjoying things, aligning mind, body, and spirit, I would say. Taking care of yourself and also sharing it with your community, with your family, with your office, business, whatever environment this is for you. This is about sharing, about giving. I feel that for some of you, this could be about your community or, coming together with people, like having those potlucks or community meals. For some of you, this could be, sharing of your time, of your resources that you have, whether it's monetary resources, whether it's the support of some kind, or whether it's the time that you have. Now, time doesn't mean that, giving away your time, which means that you are either helping them with something, you are spending time with them, you are, it could be for some of you that you are speakers and you're giving your time educating people. It's like sharing of what you have in surplus that you can give. Without feeling depleted. And of course, the second house energy, it's a very conservative energy. It's a protective conservative energy of the Taurus archetype, right? So here there is an elevation to a point where the Taurus energy is willing to open up and share, what they have, what is overflowing, what is they feel that they can give without being depleted. For some of you, this could be celebrating your milestones or just, hosting potlucks, lunch and dinner. I remember, in the olden times, meals were shared on tables. People used to come together and they were, either communities and neighbors coming together or even intergenerations. And people would just, bring in one dish and they would sit on a table, they would just chat up. And that was a very healthy way of living where people can come together, share their lifestyle. And I've heard so many stories of, grandmas, then grandparents hosting meals where people can come together, talk it out and all of that. And that's the way to go. And that's, that counts towards the happiness index. So some of you could be doing that. Some of you could be just going together with friends, with family, or in your business place of work. This could be team lunches together. For some of you, you could be growing things that you're sharing, the surplus. Maybe you have a lemon tree and there's so much of lemon harvest and you're sharing that out with the community. For some of you, this is the knowledge that you have accrued over a period of time and that now you're sharing. Maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a school community teacher, or you're a speaker of some sort and you're sharing your knowledge with other people. Now, some of you could be, this could be intergenerational also, like something regarding different generations living together, staying nearby, or even like, these days I've seen a lot of housing communities. They are coming up with amenities where people can share, the same pools or the same, community meal centers or something like that, or cookouts where people can come together, cook, share a meal, share a laugh. So a lot of housing communities are now coming up where they have common shared spaces so that people can find reasons to come together. So I'm getting the energy of sharing is caring. So for some of you, you could be, just giving away, donating surplus that you have, picking up a song from Sister Sledge. I think it says, we are family, we are family. So that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up from this. So whether this is your friends, your community, neighborhood, but that's the vibe of coming together. Now, for some of you, you could also be investing into some kind of community companies or volunteering your time over community services, or choosing some cooperative societies or cooperative businesses. It's at the modern farmers market, investing in those kind of things versus big-size commercial investments. So for some of you, a community and those kind of investments can also be important. The next card you have, Taurus, is the new moon. So new moons are time of new intentions, new projects, the darkness where things actually are planted. And I would say that this card is like really beautiful. It shows the wildflowers that are there and the new moon, It's like the big dark circle is the void. It's also a time of starting things new, of completing things that you had started earlier. So I feel that, Taurus, you are in a new phase, starting something, planting something that is going to take some time to show, to bloom, to be visible, right? Because until the moon is full, which takes about 15 days, nothing is as brightly visible as on the full moon day or near full moon. And it's scientifically known that whatever is planted, the seeds, or if it's an agriculture, or if it's a new project, new idea, a new course that you're planning to start, with good intentions, with positive intentions, with powerful intentions, that somehow creates a powerful force for it to grow like this wildflower. Wildflowers, they just grow. They're not managed. They're not pruned. They just grow. So I do feel that something right now is either you have started or you are starting. It's a good beginning. And this is going to, be visible after some time. Now, if you're actually in agriculture and planting fruits, vegetables, or mass production, then, even the farmers and people that are related to agriculture, they know that the darker times are the most fertile soil times. So for Tauruses, this could be a good time to start an investment, start a habit, start a ritual, start, if you're in the creative industry, start that creative project, whether you want to write something, whether you want to learn something, take up a subject, take up a hobby, invest into something financial, or just meditate on these new moon energies. It's all about the intentions. How powerful, how strongly do you mean it? How strongly do you want to create something? It's all about that intention, and the power of that intention. Say it out loud. Say out loud the intentions, for a couple of days, and that's when it starts to manifest. Now, for some of you, this new moon cycle could be really important in, opening businesses, signing contracts. For some of you, you could be receiving multiple offers, especially if you're looking out for work. Around the new moon period, you might be seeing some kind of, offers, something being offered to you. Maybe from one place, maybe from two places, but some kind of offer coming towards you. This could be a business partnership offer coming to you as well. For some of you, this can also be a time of working behind the scenes, in the sense like some of you could be, like for example, for a movie production, people have to work behind the scenes before the actual actors and actresses come and see the dialogues, and then, the camera starts rolling. So, but before that, a lot of prep has to be done. So for some of you, you could be involved in the kind of prep work, so that when that's all done and established, then you can move on to the next phase of your project or movie making or show making. For some of you, this could be, it's called those companies when, the companies are working in stealth mode. Some of you could be working in stealth mode on businesses, projects, something which, people, many people are not aware of, or you haven't announced it as yet. It's called stealth companies, where companies start working really hard until they have established some kind of foundation, and then they release their initial offerings or stocks and IPOs and all of those things. So the work that is done before the company goes public is like, the work that is being done like in the darkness, like a new moon kind of an energy. For some of you, this could be a time of break and rest. So for some of you, like for example, for those of you that have been, working a lot, or you really burned out, or you could be, powerhouses in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're, you could be into any domain. It doesn't matter, sports or anything. And this is a time for you to take a step back, to recover, focus on your health, your habits, your practices, do that, and then make a powerful comeback. So for some of you, this new moon phase is also the time of regeneration, like regenerating yourself, your health, your foundations before you get back up. So, newer chances, newer beginnings, newer habits, newer version of you. So it's also a time for caring, like a sprinkling, release things that are not working, not benefiting, not serving, outdated, outmoded, all of those things that you need to just release so that you can adapt to newer ideologies, new methodologies, new processes, new places, new people, whatever that is that you have been holding on to. It's a time for release, and it becomes much easier around this time. So whatever this is you're working towards, Taurus, the results will not be immediately visible. And, the Taurian archetypal energy kind of gets skeptical, like, should I even put in the work? Should I put in the energy, the investment? I'm not seeing any visible, tangible returns. But then this is now the time of getting the returns. This is the time for putting in the energy, and you will see the returns when you least expected it. It's going to be around the time of full moon, not necessarily in 15 days for some of you, though it could be. But others of you, it's like some cycles, maybe 1 or 2 new moon cycles, full moon cycles, and then you start to see the bloom and the results. So even if things, like if you're starting a project or a business, even if you feel like you don't have enough or you don't have everything aligned, this is still a good time to get going, to take that first step. Don't hold yourself back for perfect alignment of everything, because the energy, the potency of the new moon energy is different from any other day. So if you have something in mind, but you're not sure like how it would go because you don't have everything lined up, it's still a good idea to go forward, go with it. think of it as the energy, like when we go to college and school, or when we go to college, we're in first year, second year, you get a job only after you get a certificate or a degree, which is after 4 or 5 or 6, whatever that time is. So consider those years as the new moon. Something is building up, something is germinating, and after you got your degree, then a new door, a new job, a new opportunity, a new collaboration becomes available to you. So it's that kind of phase where you're investing your time, learning something, doing something, growing something, and one fine day it just blooms and a new door opens for you. And the last card for today, Taurus, you have is a message from the cosmos, and it says, Archangel Gabriel is the messenger who brings revelation, solutions, and inspiration. Moments of sudden clarity may be a sign that Gabriel has come to assist. Trumpet sheet, flowers, moonstones, more ancient writing implements may also appear. So keep an eye out for these objects. Like, there's a trumpet this person is blowing. It's all about revelations, announcements, inspiring moments, wake-up calls. And you can meditate on Archangel Gabriel to assist you with these energies, to help you move forward and pay attention to these moonstones. You can bring that in order to enhance the energies. Or you could get some writing, see something here and there and get inspired. And those are all leading up to, whatever you are trying to create or move forward with. So Taurus, those were your messages. Hope you enjoyed them. Now moving on to the sign of Virgo. The first card for today, Virgo, you have is the Two of Wands. Now you are a earth sign, a mutable earth sign, and your ruler is Mercury. Two of Wands is fire energy. It's a minor arcana. So I feel that here, if you look at the picture, it's a little bit different kind of an image. There are two staffs, partly blue, partly gold, forming kind of an X kind of a symbol. And there are two, the hooks right on the top of each of those wands. And in the center, there is an Eye of Horus. Eye of Horus is like, knowing it all, the inner knowing, and it's also a divine presence. Then there is this red band, which is crossing through in between, the two wands right above the eye. And it only cross, and it's only there on the top of the eye, right above the eye. It's not there below the eye, so it's a red band. But it's like a defining moment. And also, the way these two sticks are placed, it's like, it feels like a person standing that's ready to walk, a person that is ready to walk, not yet in motion, but it's ready to walk. And I feel that's the energy of this card. It's like the eye over here, Virgo, your inner knowing, your gut, the writing on the wall is showing you which direction you need to go. I feel that this is an energy of confusion, of crossroads, of having two or maybe multiple paths that you are at a crossroad of, and then now you have to make a decision on which path to take. And the thing here is that the time for you to decide is definitely not forever. It's not it's not unlimited, because there's a red band out here, so the window is small, and this window appears only once. This red band is here only one time above the eye. It's like this window, it's there only one time. So I do feel that, it's like the divine already has set a path for you. And you are now able to see the path. It's not about free will here, which one to choose. Generally in the Rider-Waite deck, it's not a major arcana, it's a minor arcana. Minor arcanas are about free wills. So in the traditional Rider-Waite, you will see that the two wands indicate, like, it's your free will, which direction do you want to choose. Here, the two wands, there's the Eye of Horus, which means that the forward path has already been decided by the divine. It's already there in the cosmos. Now, the Eye of Horus, their gut feeling that you have, or maybe some kind of information that you get, will help you just, seal the deal, put a finger on a path, select it, and then move forward on it. And so I do feel that you will see clearly which direction, which way to go. And especially for you, Virgos, Virgo is an analytical sign, right? And your ruler Mercury is in Gemini right now. So a lot of ideas, lot of lists, pros and cons. That's the caveat with this energy, especially for you Virgos, that you might get into that indefinite loop of pros and cons and not be able to decide on which path. But there is a push here. The window is here, and you will get the push to move forward and to pick one direction. But I still feel that whichever direction you go, also you have done your preparation, you have done your analysis. It's not a reckless move. It's something that has been thought through already, something that you have been preparing for. You know, something that is coming from an elevated perspective. It's not a reckless perspective. And even though you may not know everything, you might be, there might be uncertainties about a lot of things, but that's okay. Nobody has everything lined up or every information available to them before they pick a path. Things just line up. When we start walking the path, things become visible. And sometimes it's by design. Now, for some of you, this could be like, an opportunity for work or business or collaboration, or what kind, or even for studies, like what subjects you want to pick, which colleges you want to go, which fields you want to pick. Maybe you have two things in mind, that you want to become a doctor or you want to become a nurse, and you're like, both are good and both are related to medicine and biology and all of that, but the colleges are different, so have to pick one subject and pick one college. So for some of you, it could be those kind of crossroads as well. Now, for some of you, this could be in regards to your personal life. It could be that for some of you that are in the marriageable age, or you want to get married, or you want to start dating, you may be at crossroads, like, do I want to or do I not? So for some of you, it could be that. For some, it could be a move. It could be a professional thing. It could be a business thing. It could be, do you want to sign on the dotted line or not? Do you want to take the proposal or not? Do you want to go on a vacation or not? It's going to be different for each one of you. And here you just have to trust your gut feeling, because the I is very much sacred. It's all about, the emotional intelligence. So your decision will come from a high vantage point and from your feelings, from your gut feelings, and from the depth of your feelings, from your emotional intelligence. Sometimes we do get stuck in this analysis paralysis, but I will tell you that, because there is an eye over here, sometimes, when we have to see things, we see it in a blink of an eye, and we cannot unsee that. So it really, for some situations, it doesn't take a lot of analysis or pros and cons, a long list to decide. It's just that one viewing, one thing, one piece of information that you cannot unsee or unknow help you decide, what's the next step. So the eye just blinks for a second, you see something, and you make a decision. So because, I feel that that's the kind of underlying energy, that it should not take you too long. It's that energy of close your eyes, put your finger on one, and whichever one over here you reach for, that's your answer. And for the most part, it's going to be right. Because the answer is coming from your inner knowing, from your higher knowing, from your higher purpose, from your higher self. Now, I also feel that some of you, because this is coming from an elevator perspective, higher vantage point, for some of you, I'm getting an energy of the falcon, the eagle, the falcon that flies high. And, it has a very sharp vision. And because it flies so high, it can see things that from a high vantage point. So for some of you, I don't know, if you're actually at a hill or, a high vantage point, I don't know, it's going to be different for each one of you. But this is something that a high-level vision, high-level view you're getting. So you're able to see better and decide better. So I feel that you will be able to pick one path and move fast, because that's the energy. That's pushing you towards. The next card you have, Virgo, is the Scarecrow. So now if you see the picture, there is a person. The back is facing towards the viewer. There is a double circle, double spiral on the shoulder. There is two birds on the top. And then there is the Scarecrow, which is at the bottom. So Scarecrow, from what we know, is used to protect the fields from the birds, from the threat, which of course the birds are a threat to the growing crop, and the Scarecrow is planted so that the birds kind of don't come close to the crops, don't come close to the harvest or whatever is growing on the fields. And the Scarecrow, it does its job really well. Like, even though it's just standing there, it's not moving, it's not chasing the birds away. It's just standing there, and it's amazing. I'm always amazed by how birds get fooled by scarecrows. But it's just because the scarecrow is just there owning the field, fully present. So the birds just, they run away. And I feel that, Virgo, you are being the scarecrow for the next few days. I feel that there is something that you're working on, something that you are growing, that you are protecting, that needs your protection, that needs your presence. And I feel that you are a pro at whatever you do, because these spirals on the shoulder, it shows like cycles of growth and development. So you have been working on something for quite some time, or you are an experienced person. You're not a naive that's working on something that's predicting something. But this is like quite a lot of experience. You've gone through several cycles of growth and development in a certain area. So it's related to that area that you could be working on, that needs you to be fully there. And also, because you are fully there, the other people, the external environment is unable to get closer to something that you're working on, because they know that you're protecting it. You got its back, you got it covered. When I feel that you being fully invested in that thing is what is needed right now. So you don't really need to distract yourself from what other people are saying, the external noises, what people might think and all of that. You don't need to concern yourself with that. Because I feel that it needs your undivided attention, and if you start focusing on, what this person said and what this could possibly mean and what could be the next possible hurdle and challenge and what happens this, that, and the third, 100 scenarios, if you cook up in your head, you're just wasting away your time. You're taking your time away from the thing that you're actually working on that really needs your undivided attention. So for some of you, this could be a project, a business, a creative endeavor that you have taken up, and instead of announcing it and telling the people what is what, this, that, and the third, and asking for their opinions, I feel you're just plugging away at whatever you need to get done. Now, for some of you, you are so experienced that you already know. It's just like the birds that scare for us in home, but it's just that the birds, they come, they go, the people know. The humans that are using the scarecrow, they already know that the birds come, they go. It's just common, it's natural, it's seasonal, it's part of the harvesting or growing process. Similarly, I feel that that challenges will come, they will go, people will say they will go, and all of that. But you're still, working on whatever needs to be worked on. Now, some of you could actually be out there in the fields, protecting the fields, or, watching out for some land, against the legal occupancy. For some of you, it could be that as well. But before this card, you had the Two of Wands, which means that you were in the process of deciding, right? You were seeing which path to go, which way to go. And I feel that now that you have made the choice, or you're seeing the choice clearly, as to what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to create, how do you want to do it, where do you want to go for vacation, and all of that, you're going to fully invest yourself into that path without even asking for external opinion. Now, I also feel that because, you are taking stock of things, like you own something, right? It's your space, it's your territory, it's your domain, it's your business, whatever that is for you, whatever you're watching over, whatever you're working on, whatever you are protecting, people can see your devotion towards that. And for some of you, you might also feel that because people see your expertise, or that you got this, you got the back, they might come, speak to you, get your advice in regards to that, or even share some information in regards to the thing that you're working on. Yeah, so for some of you, it's like you're creating a safe haven for people to come and share things with you. Now, for some of you, this could be that you are invested in finances. You're investing into finances. Like, for example, if you buy a stock, the company stock goes up and down several cycles. And sometimes, if you look at the opinion, the market experts, they say sell it off. But you're like, no, you have a strong conviction that I'm going to hold on to it for a long time. I'm going to wait for a few more cycles to see what happens to the stock before I buy into the external opinion. So you're going to stand by it. And not buy into the external, distress or market fluctuations. For others of you, this could be an actual protection by means of, patenting it or writing it, documenting it, or putting a lock on it, putting a code on it. Could be intellectual property that you're trying to protect, maybe a copyright, maybe a trademark that you're filing or working towards. You could be in a field or profession that actually does the protection, like writing the clauses, preparing the documents, contracts, setting up an infrastructure, maybe in the legal department where you have to protect some assets of people and, creating documents around that. Or this could be just protection, in general, maybe predictive services, predicting the city, country, whatever that is, something that is precious, something that has value, something that you are dedicated to. And the last card for today, Virgo, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, something precious to you was lost but has suddenly now reappeared. Receive this gift as a clear sign that the angels want you to be happy. So yeah, if you see here, there is this beautiful heart pendant. And, it's like two hands that are presenting something to you. So maybe that's what you're protecting. It could be, an asset. It could be a relationship. It could be something that you lost, who knows, money, finances, whatever this is. This is something valuable, This is something that's coming back to you. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, is it a stock? Or is it a finance, or is it whatever that is? So it's kind of different for each one of you. But I feel that this is like a gift from the angel, something that's coming back, something that will make you happy, give you hope, that, that there is hope that things can be returned, renewed, restored. Maybe something that you thought is, gone, blasted and gone forever. I don't know what that is. But it's just that, I definitely feel like a heart chakra opening, a heart chakra, you being happy, you feeling thankful. It's like a miracle. I feel something like a miracle, so receive this blessing. It's coming from the angels, and it could be like, we go through cycles of ups and downs. So this is the time that, this thing is meant to be for you. Here, Virgo. So I do feel that this is like, an angel rewarding you for something or gifting you something. They want you to be happy. They want you to be hopeful, and, they just want you to be happy. So great energy here, Virgo. Those were your messages, and hope you enjoyed them. Now moving on to the sign of Capricorn. So the first card for today, Capricorn, you have is the Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands are beginning. Let's see, this is number one. This is not an ace. This is number one. I mean, in general, the Ace of Wands is full of potential. It's, the starting point of something compelling you. Starting from scratch, blank slate. But here, it's a little different connotation, a little different energy from the regular Ace of Wands or One of Wands, as we call it. If you look at it, there is a falcon out here. Now, when it comes to the falcon, there is always an altitude, a higher seeing energy with it. And if you see, this falcon actually has landed. It's not flying, it has landed. So, the most important underlying energy over here is that of landing, of arrival. So this One of Wands or Ace of Wands is not really the starting of a blank or of a brand new thing. It's not the spark or a kind of idea or an inspiration, but actually it's growth, it's next level. It's the domain that you've been working on, the creative domain or the business, whatever it is, the structure, the foundation that you have created. It's a new chapter in that area. So this is an energy of, there is a scepter out here, if you see, and scepter is nothing but, a tool which is used to gather things that have been scattered away and to move it forward. That's what the scepter energy is. And over here, because there is an Ankh, if you see, that's the divine connection. It's like, it's the cosmos that is viewing. It's the cosmos which is guiding, which is watching, which has, what you call a ripple effect of things, and the consequences, the results, or whatever you say, it's that kind of an energy with the Ankh out here. And of course, it's the falcon has landed on this red brick. The red brick is the earthy energy. It's the red brick. It's the earth. It's the material world. It's the 3D world. That this falcon has landed on. So I feel that this is like, starting new in a different direction, or launching something that you have already been working on, that you have been creating foundation, or piecework is already done. It's not starting from scratch energy at all. It's like you already have built a structure and now you're growing from there. So you're entering a new phase, in the same field that you have been working, that you have been preparing. Like, for example, if you want to lay out a factory or a manufacturing plant, there's so much preparation that needs to go into it. Starting with the documentation, the raw material, the vendors, the procurement, the resources, the people that work on it, the connections, the water, the what you call the contracts, the pay structure, the robots, the machines, all of that has to be collected. And then you can start rolling. You can start putting the machines, plug in the machines, they start working, people come in, they create the products, and then there has to be people who are packaging it, people who are carrying it away, shipping it. All of that whole infrastructure has to be created. And these are all, you can say that, setting up a manufacturing plant is like small units that you have to integrate into one. It's that kind of energy. So you probably have been working on some small parts, and now you're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's that kind of a vibe. So I believe all of the initial phases are all done. It's time for launch. There is a white crown over here, if you see. That's your outcome. That's the landing. That's the landing. Like, you have arrived. It's not like, just randomly something somewhere just hit it off, or you put a Insta, video or short or a reel and it went viral. It's not that kind of energy. It's like you have been planning everything. There's a project line. You've been taking plan A, plan B, mitigating risks, meeting with people, having a board, having the right connections, the right sources, everything coming together, that you have been doing with that vision in mind, with that higher altitude perspective. Like, this needs to be done. Plan A, plan B, plan C, and even plan A, phase 1, task 1, task 2, task 3, that's the higher level perspective, right? It's the knowledge that we gain through our experience that gives us this elevated perspective, of what everything is needed to put up a manufacturing plant, for example. So now finally you plug in the machines, and now the product is starting to be manufactured. But before the manufacture of the product, so much had gone into preparation, so much had gone into establishing the foundation, so much had gone into getting the permissions. So now your final product is there. It's leaving the belt in the manufacturing factory or company, and now it's going out into the world. So there's marketing being done, there's advertisements, and people start receiving your product. It's that kind of energy that the products are leaving the manufacturing, now arriving at people's homes. So, yeah, it's like next level. For some of you, this could be that, you've been working for a hospital. You've been learning. Now you're ready to open your own private hospital or own private clinic. So it's that kind of an energy. So all of the time you spend in getting that experience, now you're ready to launch on your own. So a big leveling up. For some of you, this could be the final recognition, at a huge level, like they give the Grammy Award. You've been working in your field, and finally, after 10 years or a decade or 2 decades, you receive the Grammy Award. It's that moment that your craft has landed, finally arrived. People have seen your art. You are being seen, you are being noticed, you are being recognized, you are being applauded. The next card you have, Capricorn, is the entropy. Now, it's a very interesting energy here, entropy. Look at the card, look at the imagery. There is a skull out here that's just crumbling away. And then there is this, the jaw of the skeleton, the skull is open, wide open. And then there is a snake which is kind of moving through that open jaw. And below that, there is a little bit of water energy, and the snake just touches the water energy. Of course, snakes can live snakes are mostly ground animals, but they thrive in damp environments as well. But here, the snake is actually passing through the jaw. It's not passing outside of the jaw. It's not working. It's around the skeleton or skull. So I feel that, with the crumbling skull, something, of course, it's a crumble, right? It's a dissolution of a structure of something that has, lived its lifetime, served its purpose. And now things are, moving in a new direction, because when it comes to snake energy is of shedding skin, transformation. It's the same energy, leaving things behind that are not serving. And snake sheds skin several times in a year. It's not a one-off or once in a lifetime thing. It does it several times a year. Me, once a month or twice a month sometimes. I think once a month. Something like that. It does it periodically. It's shedding its skin. It leaves its old version behind. Some aspect is left behind. Some aspect is dissolved. And now it moves forward into a new version, into, new places, new territories. Snake doesn't know where it's going. It just keeps crawling forward. Now, you already have the the Ace of Wands, the Falcon landing energy. And I feel that the entropy is the energy that prepares the ground for landing, because over there, the Falcon lands on a red brick. So I feel that ground is being prepared for you, Capricorn. This process is very important, because if you see that for something is done and over with, it's run its course, and there's no point in holding on to it or trying to, drag it on. There's no point in dragging it on. So I feel that, for example, let's see, for example, like you have been using, for example, you have been using fossil fuels for energy generation. Or let's say the country or company has been using fossil fuels. There was a time when fossil fuels was the source of energy, and now today it has been replaced by solar panels. But processes have changed. It's more easier. But people that are used to working with fossil fuels, they are trying to hold on to that for as long as they can. They know that fossil fuels is not the right way to go. So they're trying to hold on to that way of energy generation, whereas a more cleaner next version or next way of clean energy is already available and up and running. So the way energy is being generated has changed. It has transformed. And I feel that's what is happening for you as well. There is a release here for sure, release of something that you have been holding on to, whether it's a belief system, an idea, an identity, a habit, way of doing things, community, people, friendships, whatever that is, it's going to be different for each one of you, but something has already run its course. And it's it's on to you right now, Capricorn, to really honestly assess that what it is that you're trying to just drag along, which is taking more of your time, energy, money, but the output it's giving is not good enough. What is that thing in your life? So I feel that, it's like it's giving an energy. Like, for example, you're working for a company, you have a certain role in the company, or you're leading like maybe a group of 10 people or 20 people, and then suddenly, the company changes its strategy and you have been let go, or you have to go from that company. And now you like that structure, you like the whole setup so much that you want, you want that back, you want that structure, that familiarity of structure, you liked it so much. That now you go to a different company and you want to create that. You want the same people, you want the same structure, you want the same hierarchy, because you liked it so much. But now, it's not possible. It's a different company, it's a different organization, different people, different processes. It's not going to be the same. And then you realize that, okay, it's not possible. Okay, so never mind. I'm not liking my new role in the new company, so I'm just going to do something else. And then you go and open a shop or a pizza place, and then it just, goes viral, and it just becomes a super hit. So that's the kind of trajectory that the older job you had to let go because the company changed or company shut down or whatever happened. You had to go from that company. You're trying to hold on to that same structure in another company. It didn't work, and you were led forward to opening a pizza place. So it's just that it's the becoming. It's the next level. It's where you're going. It's the new energy. Now, for some of you, this could be companies and organizations where you're working. Teams are dissolving and new teams are coming up. And in today's times, it's happening a lot, The rules are merging. There's a thin line. Like, one person can do 100 things at the same time. Whereas in the earlier times, like 3-4 years back, people were designated like this team will do this job, this team will do this job. Today, people are expected to do a lot of, domains, to have a lot of knowledge that they can, produce. That they can do so many things at the same time. And so those structures are dissolving. A new way is coming up of working in companies and organizations. Similarly, like for example, if you see like older stadiums, they are being torn down and they are being converted into something else. There's no point in holding on to the stadium and no games are being played there. It's just a waste of spacing there. So instead of that, you build some other Formula One racetrack or something like that. So it's like the old system is going away, the old stadium is going away, and now something new is coming up. So keep an eye out. There could be announcements that this, especially for the people who invest early on, that this structure is gone, and in place of that, it will be replaced by a structure B. So if you have a keen eye, you can invest into the starting phases of structure B so that you make good amount of money when structure B has reached its maturity. So for those of you that have an eye for detail and can predict things and can understand, connect the dots, and have that, form that path that, oh, you know what, this structure is going away, and next, in this place, something else is coming up. Like maybe there are malls. Malls are going away. They've been torn down. New houses are coming up. So you're like, okay, let me go invest into these houses because the malls are down anyway. So let me, make a buck or two with that new idea that has been announced. So for some of you, it could be that old spaces being reimagined as something different and that you're investing into. So basically, it's a time for releasing old things, old structures, and then work on something new. And I feel that it's going to make you feel really good, because old structures, you try to catch up, you're trying to keep up, it's not working for you, just let it go, let it dissolve, So you feel nice, light, and you can use that energy that you were investing into something else just for the sake of it, just for the on paper for it to look a certain way you are invested in it. Now you can release that energy and use that energy for something else to create something more bigger for yourself. For some of you, this could be like several structures in your life in several cycles or over the years have dissolved. And now you are applying all of that to create something really big. Like, for example, if you went to 3 colleges, so you had a first college, you had to release that because you got your certification. You were a second college, you finished your certification, you had to release that. Then you went to the third one, you did your certification and released that. So those 3 structures were released because now you're no longer going to college, you're already a graduate. And now you're using all of that knowledge, information that you've accrued through going through these 3 colleges, and now you're ready to apply it in the real world and create something, a legacy system or an asset out of it. So it's that time, like the older structures, the colleges had to be let gone because now you can actually apply that knowledge into creating something really big. And the last card for today, Capricorn, you have is a message from Cosmos. And it says, rainbows are special gifts from the angels. They are spreading their magnificent light as a bridge to guide you past your troubles and on to the next level of your journey. Exactly what we spoke about, the entropy. That's your next level of the journey. There is a transitioning happening over here for you, Capricorn. You have been there, you've been through it, you've been through the thick of it, the thickest of the storms, because only after the heavy rains does the rainbow show up. So rains are symbolic of the difficulties in your life. And, after every difficulty that you have withered, now you have become a person that has, a lot of knowledge, wisdom, clarity why things happen. You've made peace with a lot. You've let go of a lot. And, you've had to go through several healing cycles, So now you come out on top on the other side. Feeling lighter, feeling balanced, feeling that, you're at ease and you're at peace. So every negative experience or good experience, whatever you went through, whatever you experience is now translating into your own spiritual growth, into your own wisdom. You will be able to help and guide other people that are currently dealing with the situations because you've been through it. So I do feel that there is a lot of cosmic support. The rainbows are in the sky. It's a lot of divine support. And I would say that every difficult moment, every difficult experience that you endured, that you came out on top through those difficulties or challenges, were actually this bridge towards the end of this rainbow where you will find your pot of gold. This is like elevation in life. The next steps, the higher level. We saw that with the Falcon landing. It's next level growth. It's next level something. So it's a very positive energy, Just know in your heart of hearts that you are being uplifted by the universe. So stay positive, and a lot is happening, a lot is working, going to work out for you, Capricorn. So a lot of things are going to be shown to you. They're going to unfold for you, and you will feel really hopeful, and you will feel that I had the faith, and now things are starting to look up. So good energy here, Capricorn. Those were your messages, and hope you enjoyed them. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.